This time on Whatever We Want, we talk about
Loki!
Loki.
Episode 1, Glorious Purpose? That's the title, right? Yeah,
Yep,
spoilers,
Glorious
major
Purpose.
spoilers ahead. We talk about everything from like the incredible music and how they use that in Loki to predictions and theories about what's going to happen later on with this variant and the TVA and Loki and just how that's going to tie into the MCU in Phase 4 and beyond. Yeah, hope you enjoy. Enjoy! PreBanter, PreBanter, Peter Butter, Daniel, how are you doing, my friend?
My goodness, watching your lips say that super quickly is like so disturbing. It's just like, it's like a, but it was with peanut butter.
Yeah. All right. So if you don't get that context clue, we're doing
we're doing a video
version.
Yeah.
So if you want to go over to the YouTube, check that out. If you're on the YouTubes, hello, welcome. Daniel's wearing the shirt this time, and I did not. I was like, I don't want to wear 2 in a row. People will think I only have 1 shirt. But it is a cool shirt.
Maybe
so
we should make some new shirts. You know, get
time.
some new merch.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we don't really have old merch for that. But anyways, we're talking about. We said it in the intro. We're talking about Falcon Winter Soldier. Or not Falcon Winter Soldier.
I was gonna say
Loki.
What reality are you in, man? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, it is time travel, so it's kind of fitting. This is actually our 50th episode. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, we made it to 50.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's like a lot.
I know. On that note, are you ready for the intro?
Yeah, hit me with it.
You may want us to talk about this or that, but we don't care. We're going to talk about whatever we want. Blah. Welcome back to Whatever We Want, the podcast where we, Jake and Daniel, 2 devilishly handsome gentlemen, talk about movies, TV shows, giving behind-the-scenes filmmaking techniques, behind-the-scenes trivia, all that jazz and more. I messed it up a little bit this time. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh well. You get the gist. We talk about movies, TV shows, filmmaking techniques.
A lot of stuff.
Everything I literally just said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. Sorry. Before we jump in, I just wanted to talk about how jank of a setup I have going on right now. So, like, I'm not in my college apartment last time. Sorry about, there's like a little mess over yonder if you can see in the video. But, like, I have literally a light above my monitor, like, balancing. It's balancing on my monitor. It's not supposed to. And then I have duct taped a shower curtain over it so it like diffuses the light so it's a little softer, and then you can even literally see like in the frame right here there's
blue
another light.
Yeah
so and my camera is set up like I'm using literally my wallet to prop it up because it wasn't tall enough because the tripod didn't fit behind the desk. So we're here.
I like how it looks so professional, but it's still so like jank. Like even there's like depth of field on your mic right now, you know. The slightest bit, I'm just like, oh man, this looks really. And then there's just me in my grandma's house with like a totally blown out white background right there.
It's all good.
It's all good.
We're making do. It's 50. We gotta like
step
it up, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, but also along that line, I'm gonna try to start making some TikToks. I know I mentioned that before, but like really, I'm gonna start doing some TikToks. It'll be linked in the description. Doing some highlights. Show that some love, please. Share that around. That'd be great. If you wanna share it with a friend and you didn't know really how to before, this might be a good way because it's like short little clips of like our best bits. I'll talk about that maybe more at the end if I remember. I don't know. But anyways, Loki. Get into Loki. Sorry about that.
So what I wanted to say was, now that we're getting this phase of like multiversal timelines, different realities, all this kind of stuff, it's very important to understand the hierarchy of reality and the multiverse in a way, which is something that I'm honestly kind of confused on with how they have this set up with how they had it in Loki. Because they said if you get too many divergent timelines, you'll get into a multiversal situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even though technically that's not right. It's a multi-reality situation,
like,
but it's not multi.
Do you think they could be lying? Like, I feel like the TVA could like be lying, and like there's something else going on, like which we might figure out or something.
I mean, it could. I feel like there is a hidden agenda there. I mean, obviously, they have their own mission for whatever they're doing, which they say is to keep the sacred timeline. But like, obviously, there's out of like all the different characters that we've already seen in just the first episode, there's different people with different motives as like what they're trying to do, you know.
True.
So, and it's funny because there's also same people with different motives trying to do what they're trying to do.
Let's just
so
you can just jump into it. I just want to talk about
just
it.
Talk about it.
Overall, what did you think of the first episode?
It was beautiful. It was like
yeah.
One thing I cannot ever get over enough of with Marvel is how they have their just overall aesthetic design, like, setup. Like, so for example, like Avengers stuff, they have like their own, like Earth. It's earthy. It feels grounded, and you're at home. And then when we started getting into more specific stuff, say we were getting into Falcon Winter Soldier. When we're going to places like Madripoor, you get like different feels. When we were in Wakanda, you get a different feel. So when we're
the TVA had an amazing
the
feel.
Feel was just
loved that, and also just the music in Loki, like really, I feel like supplements that well. Like, I mean, just the intro on the Marvel music, it has like this weird. It reminded me of I don't know if you've seen The Big Bang Theory, but like Sheldon has this like weird like instrument where you like use your hand to like raise and lower the tone, and it's like a really like, I don't even know, like techie like sound, but also can like feel like retro-y, and it fit really well. And like Loki kind of has that, and just like I noticed at times when they let the music speak and when they like didn't was really good. Like when Loki's like looking out onto the TVA and at like that vast landscape, and he's like,
don't even get me started on
there was
that.
no magic here.
Don't
like,
even get me started.
That was first off amazing, but then also I noticed when he was like reviewing like his events in the MCU, like in that on that projector, when he was like really feeling the one moment, like they just let his performance speak, and I was like, whoa. And then they let that breathe for a minute, and then they brought in the music, that amazing music, and I was like, that was done so well. Like that was really cool.
And it really is a weird concept to think about, like how that would like hit you, like as technically like saying like this is literally destiny. It's destined to happen. It has happened.
Well,
and
especially
this
to
is your
Loki,
fault in a way. I know. So
I think
it's just
that's like the best thing you could throw at this character, especially 2012 Loki. I want to talk about this later, but like let's just get it. I don't even care. So like 2012 Loki, his agenda, and they remind you, is like he believes he is destined to rule like Earth, and just that like free will is like a joke pretty much, and that like there needs to be like gods like himself, as he views himself, to like see over people and like rule them. And now he's learning with the TVA that like everything's like set in a path. Like that must literally like. And you see it in this episode, which is great. It breaks him down because like that's everything he like believes and stands for, and it's kind of just like torn to shreds. And he's like, wow, like my life it doesn't have free will, and that's what I've been like kind of preaching like about. Like I think that was a great thing they could throw at his character. Like I think that was amazing.
See, here's a weird thing with that. So, because this is going into like actual philosophy of like how we understand and think about like seriously, this is like what has been talked about when it comes to like destiny and free will. Like this is going to be a huge concept that's just going to be going overarching in this series just throughout, just fundamentally. And the main concept behind that is, if everything's destined, do you really have free will? And this is kind of what he was facing. But at the same time, you have to realize this version of Loki exists. Technically it might not have been his option for that version of him to, like, the Avengers did what they did, and it was supposed to happen, yes. But it did end up for him to exist in the
True.
So what I'm trying to say, here's how I view it, right?
Okay.
And I know this is kind of getting beyond the show a little bit, but this is important to think about for the decisions both Lokis that we're going to be seeing are going to be making in the future, okay?
Yeah.
Every single possibility or timeline technically does exist. The TVA in the show is eliminating ones that get off the sacred timeline.
Gotcha, right. So there is free will. But yeah.
Your reality is determined by the choices that you make. And if the TVA and how Marvel's doing it
like deems that
not part of the sacred timeline,
right,
then they eliminate it.
It is crazy that to think that like everything literally he's made this far in his life without like breaking a kind of thing. It's just an interesting concept. I don't know. But let's like just dive in. Like I know we've been talking about like the overarching things, but I just want to talk about like the specific things. We talked about the music. I think it was great that it like picked up right after Endgame and kind of recapped.
Yeah, literally just recapped it perfectly. Yeah.
And I thought when he crashed into the was it like the desert? It reminded me a lot of Iron Man 1. Like,
yeah, same.
When he broke out, and so I thought that was a cool, maybe potential nod. And then the introduction to TVA, like that slow-mo weapon where he just like hits him, she hits him, and then he's like boop, 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 boop,
I know, like the shot makes
so
you feel
cool.
like he's in slow-mo, and then she just walks up, and you're like, oh, he is in slow-mo.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
And then go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, and then like the processing of him and like all the like, he's like,
yeah.
This is
First off, he's like
leather, you know,
he's jacked. Like I was like, whoa, Tom Hiddleston.
You're down for mischief, you know what I'm saying?
I also love the moment where he was like, am I a robot? Kind of like that, just like a whole little gag, like where he wasn't sure.
He had the whole question it because it's like he's like, am I a robot? Oh my goodness, I'll be fine. Like, that's how much the TVA messed him up just off the get. It's just so funny. And then
this has got to be a long day for Loki. Like, think about it. Like, he went to Earth and was like trying to rule, and then was like had this huge alien in space vase battle, and then like got defeated by the Avengers. Then thought he escaped, then is abducted by like this otherworldly power, and is now being threatened to be erased from the timeline. Like that's a pretty hectic day.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
That's rough, buddy.
That's rough, buddy. What I'm really curious about is what caused. I mean, we'll get to that. I don't want to jump ahead.
Yeah, but then it talks about like the multiversal war and stuff, and the 3 timekeepers. So like, what do you think about like all of that? I don't even know. We talked about it a little bit.
So, again, this goes into how they're defining the multiverse, because if you think about that, like, I mean, Spider-Verse is Sony, but it's still, within the Marvel umbrella, and the way that they did it was technically right.
Sorry. Before, so there's been talks of the multiverse, but like it's never been like confirmed. I don't think. I could be wrong, but like they said in Spider-Man Far From Home, he was like I'm from like another dimension, but he was obviously lying. And then so that was a mention of the multiverse, but was a lie. And then what's his face? fake Pietro, said that he was from another dimension, but that was also a lie because it was Agatha all along.
Yeah,
controlling him. So like, have we ever seen something that proves the actual multiverse? Like maybe Doctor Strange or something that maybe some hint? Like, I don't know.
No, Doctor Strange going through those different, his psychedelic whatever journey he was
True.
on. And then this, honestly, because this was the first time like TVA but yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if TVA multiversal is the same as actual multiversal.
Okay.
Right. Again,
yeah.
The way to serialize it in a way is there's our universe with all the different timelines, right? But then there's another universe, say Spider-Man Noir, right? That's a different universe. That's that type of different timeline. There's no nexus
so
event.
Timelines and universes could be different.
Yeah, there could be different definitions to how we're defining multiverse.
I mean, and hopefully we'll figure it out more. There are 6 episodes total of Loki, so we've got 5 more to figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, then we're soon introduced to Owen Wilson's character Mobius, which I think he did a great job. Like I was a little worried. I was like, Owen Wilson, like, but apparently, and Kevin Feige said that like Owen Wilson, like Mobius and Loki are apparently gonna be like in contestant for like the most popular like iconic MCU duo, and I was like, wow, like, jeez, that's a pretty impressive statement.
No, I could see it. They had. I really like the dynamic that like how they go back and forth, like when they're doing the whole interrogation part, and he's like, "Do you like hurting people?" And he's like really trying to get to like the core of Loki.
Yeah,
like
he really got to Loki. That's like I think
the
the first person we've seen. Like Thor's tried to reach in, but I think Mobius like actually
he like
got somewhere. Yeah, and I think the fact that like Loki's world was kind of crumbling, and like it's, especially I think the moment that it switched was like when he saw those Infinity Stones and they were like, these are paperweights. Like I think that's when he was like, wow, like this is serious, this is real kind of thing.
Yeah.
What would you use Infinity Stone for if you just like had one?
I mean, if they were, like Loki said, he was able to use it for anything. The only thing they could be used for is a paperweight, So it's
what if you could just like skip stones like really well? Like it just like kept going.
Just infinity
just like impress
skips.
a girl. Yeah, infinity skip. Yeah.
Well, talking about that, you brought up the view before, like when they looked across TVA.
Like,
I don't know, time pocket, or whatever it's in. But like the architecture was so beautiful because it was repetitive, like all throughout.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure there are even animations that cycled through like that might have been in like a car in like the first, I don't know, chunk, Minecraft chunk. And then in the next chunk, the animation would then go, and then it's just so cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also when they're, walking down that path, he mentions like the nightmare department. Like, I've heard theories that could be something like.
Yeah,
maybe
that could
like
definitely
Nightmare,
lead to Nightmare
that we talked about.
I would not be surprised if that was going to lead down to him.
Can you remind me who Nightmare is again?
He's more of just like a being of like magical.
Thanks.
Well, no, it's like I don't know how to really describe. He himself is the embodiment of Nightmare, and he grows in power based off of fear.
Okay, Nightmare Marvel is a Class 3 demon who is able to capture a sleeping person's astral form and bring it to his realm. And we have seen astral forms before, so that could actually tie into something in Multiverse of Madness, because I think this Loki is supposed to lead pretty closely into that, into Mom.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've also got Black Widow coming out soon and stuff.
Yeah. Another thing I find interesting, right, is because when Loki was being tried and they're like, what was supposed to happen with the Avengers was supposed to happen. You know?
Yeah, with the time travel and stuff, like that kind of.
So that means there is time meddling that is considered sacred, like it's supposed to happen, but then there's other ones that aren't. You know,
I also don't know. Like, I still have in the back of my mind. I'm like, is this sacred timeline like a thing? Like, is there really like 3 guys that are like dictating the flow of the universe? Because like even when in that courtroom scene when he was like, what did they do? And she was like, they're really busy, and he was like, doing what? And she was like dictating the flow of the sacred timeline. And then he was like, well, what are you doing? And she was like dictating based on their dictation or something like that. So I was like, that seems like a little like, you should know the answer to that. Like, feels like you're stretching there a little bit. But like, so I don't know if it's like something else at play here. Like, I feel like there could be. And I'm also wondering, like, obviously we know that the person that they're chasing after is like another Loki variant. So I wonder how this happened and if he knows something more and is trying to bring down the TVA, or if it's like a loop and like this variant that Owen Wilson becomes the variant, and then it's like a cycle or something. Like, so, I don't know. That'd be cool. You heard it here first. If that's the case, what's today? The June 14th.
That'd be cool, but I feel like that's too obvious. That's the thing. I feel like that's too obvious. Yeah. Like, I don't know. That'd just be boring. It'd be fun, but like it'd be like, I don't know. It's expected.
Well, you know, it's not boring. Loki being DB Cooper, like that was pretty funny.
Dude, that was like, I thought they were gonna like have him go back in time and do that, but no, it was just a memory.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
oh. Yeah, I saw that someone comment on that. It was like, I thought that was gonna like play into like the series, but no, it was just like a dumb dare that Thor made him do. DB Cooper, I mean, you've probably seen it, but like he was an actual person, like, or like myth or something, like in the 60s, like a guy that like they couldn't really identify, like jumped out of a plane. I mean, didn't do exactly that. Didn't get beamed up. Imagine if that's the explanation. DB Cooper got beamed up to Asgard, but like he jumped out of a plane with like money and like was never like recovered or found or seen or anything. It's like a mystery. I don't know. So the Marvel explanation was that it was Loki doing a dare.
That's pretty funny.
At first I was like, dang, Loki's got game when he was like getting that flight attendant's number, and then I was like, oh, Loki, like you could have had some Midgard booty. I don't know.
Oh, that's funny.
Also, I think it was confirmed that Loki's like gender fluid or something like that, and that's been like kind of like a big deal. Which like in the
comics, that's comic accurate. So
even in like mythology, I'm pretty sure like he
as well
kind of like goes, like all he does a lot of things.
I'm pretty sure he mates with a wolf, or he has children.
I'm pretty sure.
So
right.
Like,
maybe we don't have to go that accurate, Marvel. I mean, that'd be an interesting scene to see.
That's actually the other version of Loki. That's just his.
That's the variant they're chasing down. Is just like going around mating with animals. Oh gosh. Oh man.
Oh man.
Then did you see? So there was like when Loki like gets the collar on and like starts reversing himself. In the background, it looks like Peggy Carter is like walked out. Have you seen that?
I was like,
what do you think that's about? Like, do you think maybe like when I don't know, like could that be something with like Cap? Like, did Cap messing something up when he went back in time or something?
That would be cool to see.
But that would suck though. Like,
no, I mean,
if he went back in time to see,
she got a promotion, dude. Like, that means Cap could also be there too. But I don't think that's gonna be a thing.
Wait, what do you mean she got a promotion? What do you mean?
From S.H.I.E.L.D. to the TVA, man.
No, I think she was being brought in as like a prisoner kind of thing.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I think she was being brought in because like she messed with the timeline somehow. So I don't know if that's something like with Cap going back and messing something up.
Again, it could be that, but here's the thing.
Or it could just be a random woman, you know?
Well, no, even if it is Peggy, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because then there's just another replacement.
It's an infinite number of Peggies.
Wow, Steve would be in heaven.
You know?
And that's what happens every time you skip the Infinity Stone. It just reproduces like a bunch of Peggies and Finna Peggies.
Oh man, but no, like there's an infinite number of Lokis. There's an infinite number of really anybody. Again, it's just dependent on whether that timeline, based on where the decision is, correlates with the sacred timeline or not. And if it doesn't, then it's
Then you just copy paste Peggy.
copy paste Peggy. Copy Peggy.
Yeah. Copy Peggy. Yeah. So then I like Casey's character, like the guy that takes the Tesseract and like Loki threatens to gut like a fish. I love how he first off asked his name. Well, he was like, "What's your name?" And he's like, "Casey." And he like thinks for a second. He's like, "If you don't give me the Tesseract, I'll gut you like a fish, Casey." He's like, "I like to know what I'm
being threatened with.
threatened with." That's funny.
It's also just funny that, that also goes into like other things, like what else do people at TVA, like what are they allowed to see or what they're exposed to? Because it seems like people at TVA, they like are designed or made to fit their roles.
Yeah.
You know?
So like, how long has like Mobius been around, and like, what's his like purpose? I guess like how.
I mean, his purpose is probably to deal with anomalies.
Yeah.
Well, no, he said it's to deal with the highly dangerous ones. You know. And
Right. He was brought into
Loki like a little pussycat.
Yeah, even though he's using Loki to
kill another.
It's like the meme with I use the Infinity Stones to destroy the Infinity Stones. Like I use Loki to destroy Loki.
Oh man. So here's what I think's gonna happen. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So the evil Loki he's going from reality to reality somehow.
Wait. Right? We have two Lokis. Like we had Fission and Vision and everything. We need like a Loki. So like I feel like Loki that died in Endgame that we saw, that was like Loki to us as of now. So I feel like we now have past Loki. So we have Pokey. So that's like the version of the main character of this show right now.
Yeah, but then what we're going to call the other Loki? Oki?
It's like evil Loki or like villain Loki.
Voki. Okay. So Voki. So here's the thing. Voki's going to be from a timeline where he... Oh man, this is where things are going to get weird. Because it could be a loop, but I don't know. But he's going to be from a timeline...
Yeah, Pokey turns into Voki.
To where, like, he knows what's going on with the TVA, obviously. And he knows that it's... Like, I mean, how our Loki said it, this is the ultimate form of power. He realized that when the Infinity Stones are turned to nothing.
Yeah.
You know? But Voki also made that realization, and he was like, okay, how do I use this to...
So now he's collecting those time bombs, because those are really powerful.
I feel like he's going to try to make his own timeline, or try to make a new timeline to where he's in control.
Oh, how do you think he would use those, like, bombs? Like, would you think he'd, like, dissect them to...
Well, the way that they're showing to work so far is that they have... I mean, you activate them for a certain radius, and they reset the timeline to the sacred timeline, which means...
Oh, so what if he gets, like, enough to, like, do a huge... Boom, like the Big Bang... Voki's gonna create the Big Bang. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Well, it could be something like... Not the Big Bang, but what we were teased with was a multiversal event. Which would be it could technically be a little bang. Yeah.
I don't know.
So I think that's gonna be where it's going. That's gonna happen.
I feel like the TVA could solve a lot of their problems if they just got ranged weapons. Like they just have these sticks and they have to get really close. And because of that, Voki was able to put fire down. Loki was able to put fire down and burn them from afar because they had to get close and smack them.
Or even just use abilities like, I don't know, Quicksilver, who also uses time manipulation to, make everything else around him go slow. Like, you literally have it with the sticks. You just whack them and then it goes slow. Just have it with, like, a radius thing. I don't know, yeah. But you see Loki there. Freeze! Stop! And he's just like... Now you have a knife. And then he's just...
Halt. You violated the law.
Hold there. I know you. You stole a sweet roll.
So, yeah. What do you think of, like, predictions for the rest of the show, the series?
Well, we're going to be tracking down Voki, and we're going to be trying to understand why he's doing this. Whether we're right or not with my prediction or your prediction, whether it's a loop or whether it's Loki trying to make a new timeline or reset his timeline, I don't know. But I feel like it's going to be something along those lines.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Loki has to keep in mind, even if he is able to reset the timelines or make a new timeline, how does that guarantee him safety from the 3 sacred dudes?
Because maybe he's trying to like go for them somehow. Like maybe he knows, because we really don't know anything about these 3 guys. So maybe he's learned something and like found a way to possibly
kill them,
undermine them, or take them down, or something like that. Yeah.
So
maybe his plan is to walk up to them and slap one of those collars on him and just be like, reverse.
reverse.
Yeah. Oh, someone should make that like the.
Oh, do an edit when Loki was doing it to the lady.
Yeah.
Reverse.
Oh my God,
Stop it! Reverse. Oh,
I think the next few episodes is gonna be like Loki and Mobius kind of working together and I don't know, like traveling through time almost.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
Just kind of based on what we've seen from the trailers, and tracking down Loki, and maybe again getting to like the psychology of Loki and trying to figure out like why this variant's doing this. Like, I don't know, we might get explained more from Mobius. I really did like though how Loki opened up to Mobius, like when he like was sat down with the Tesseract by him, and he's just like, he sees himself as he's like weak, killing to inspire fear and like keeping up that illusion. Like, I think that's like possibly the most we've seen Loki open up, which I think a lot of people are going to enjoy, because a lot of people love Loki.
I feel like when he, I don't know, what we're seeing now from what we called New Loki, is it Noki? No,
I don't remember.
Was it Noki?
There was Pokey, because he's past Loki.
Okay,
Loki from the past, technically.
So I feel like Pokey got like a jump start to like the mentality that Loki had.
Yeah, I think I was actually very scared going into this. That's not something I wanted to comment. I was very scared going into this. I was like, we've had so much character development for Loki, and now we're not going to see that. Like we're not going to have that Loki that we've kind of grown with. We're going to be back with 2012 Loki, and that kind of sucks. But I feel like watching his events unfold and seeing him kind of process and understand that, I think that's a good way to be like, this isn't technically your Loki, but we've caught him up as much as we could, and he's very close. So I think that's I think what they've done a good job with that.
If anything, it might even technically be better, because it's literally the like, if you could go back in time and do things differently, he saw his future events.
Yeah.
So he now knows what he could do to. I mean, he can't change anything for the sake of timeline, but he knows what he can do now with TVA.
Yeah.
Try to make change there.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen to Loki now, like after these events are done? Because like obviously they've reset other version of Loki, so he's fulfilling his place in the timeline. But I think they're going to try to keep this Loki. Do you think they'll kill him, or do you think he'll, like, I don't know, live on and make a bakery or something like that? Here's what
I think is going to happen. So
he's gonna be co-works with Casey. He's gonna teach him what a fish is.
I'm going to teach you what a fish is, how to gut it, everything.
Maybe he will work for the TVA, like have a change of heart or something.
No. So here's what I think is going to happen at the end of this series. There's really 2 possibilities. Which one possibility we kind of already know is going to be more likely given Multiverse of Madness. But the one possibility is that the sacred timeline stays intact, and Loki goes back to that. But that wouldn't make sense, because it's not, unless it's allowed for the sacred timeline for him to go back, then there's no point in him existing. Like the 3 dudes would not allow it. Whatever I don't know what their names are.
Yeah.
Timekeepers.
Sure.
So here's what I think is going to happen. I think Loki's going to try to convince Pokey to join him at one point. Because he's going to make him realize, hey, if you work with TVA, they're going to just reset you, like they're trying to do with me. Let's go and do that.
You think is this going to be a Pokey team up?
Well, Loki's going to try, but then Pokey's going to be... I don't know. I feel like it's going to, no matter what happens, it's going to end up where it reaches that multiversal threshold, and then Pokey's going to go and exist somewhere throughout that. And then Doctor Strange might pick him up or something. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I'm very interested to see like how like the variant Loki's like how his character development's different, like what's happened that caused him to kind of go down this path, and like how did he end up here? And because from the Loki we've seen, he's getting his butt kicked by the TVA, and this variant Loki is.
I mean, he's hunting down units, which is another
he's like
thing.
somehow really like kicking butt against them. So I don't know like what like
this
happened that this has happened.
This Voki needs to, one, know how the TVA works, and two,
Right,
needs to know where time anomalies are that they're going to be at for them to try to reset.
Unless he's creating time anomalies or something, like
that is
kind
true.
of pushing people like, hey, maybe you should do this instead of this, as he knows like that's not within the what's it called? Because it could be something as simple as like, I don't know how drastic the changes are, but like something simple as like, I don't know.
Well, like they were saying, it needs to be a Nexus event, you know?
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, well, I don't know what caused the Nexus. Could it be like I got a mustard in my hot dog instead of ketchup or something like that?
No, literally, that's how the TVA defined it. It could be something as small as that.
So like Loki could literally just like persuade people. Like he knows, he could witness, if he has ability to like literally time travel. He'd be like, okay, this person put mustard on their hot dog. Go back 5 minutes. Hey, the mustard's out. I guess you gotta have ketchup or something. I don't know. God of mischief, very mischievous.
It's just a weird concept to think about, because like
mischievous.
You would have to dictate every single choice of every person, and whenever there was a choice that was not made alongside the sacred path, then that gets eliminated.
Yeah. I don't know.
It seems like a lot of work. That's all I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Like those three guys, they're putting it in.
What do you think of the like Wednesday release date? Because like I think Bad Batch is Friday, so I think they're trying to avoid that.
I think it's good. I think it's smart to space it out that way. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm okay with it. It's fine.
I've been enjoying Bad Batch. Also, because Bad Batch has so many more episodes, I think it deserves like that Friday spot. True. And they have
still need to catch
lot of similar audiences. But yeah, apparently even though it was like a Wednesday release date, like Loki on the first day had more views than the first episode of WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier. Like,
really?
Even though they were Friday. So like, dude, Loki is killing it.
That's crazy to think about. But yeah, no, dude, I feel like I mean, Loki does bring like another element to it, you know? Again, with all the TVA stuff, and like this is really gonna be. I don't want them to define like multiversal in a way that's going to be like confusing for people, you know? Because like you want to keep everybody like, you know, engaged and still like in it, and have it to a point where it's still able to be understood. And I feel like they're kind of doing that in a good way, but you just got to see how things develop, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about for this episode of Loki, which was titled, I forgot to say the title, Glorious Purpose, or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was right. Glorious Purpose.
It's 51 minutes, which is great, including credits.
I mean, Loki himself is just looking for purpose in general, you know?
Yeah, maybe he's just trying to. Maybe this will help him find his place in the world. It's interesting because we never seen Loki as the protagonist. I don't think he's been very close, and fans like him. But I think the other TV shows we've seen so far have been heroes that are like usually sidekicks, but they're still like heroes. But this is Loki, who's a villain or anti-hero sometimes. So I'm interested to see how Marvel's going to. I feel like Marvel understands Loki very well. I think they write him well, and Tom Hiddleston plays him amazingly. So I think this could be a good change of pace from what we've seen so far, and I think it could do really well. Hopefully.
Do you think they're going to try to convert him like to the like true hero?
I don't know.
Or like,
because I mean, literally, you know what? Literally, Loki's such a good character. They've made him the hero and the villain in this series. I just clocked.
That's true.
I just clocked because it's time. Bam, we've done it. All right, end the podcast.
But no, that's actually a very good point. He's pretty versatile in that sense, where he's able to fit both roles and like be good at it.
Yeah,
that's just funny to think about.
Marvel knows what people want: Loki and more Loki. So they're like, "Who should be the villain for Loki? It should be Loki."
All right, it's gonna be interesting how things go. But yeah. You want to do patron shout-outs?
Yeah, ready?
Yeah.
Cue the Epic Star Wars music. Boosh. We've got Patron Lori, Frank, Rick, Evan, Tony, Lisa. Thank you so much for watching the tier. You can see the shout out if you want to support us over on Patreon. The link is down in the description. We really appreciate it. Get episodes early and you get to vote on certain topics, and I send you cool messages, all sorts of cool perks. Leave a review and we will like you. Seriously, please go over to Apple Podcasts, leave a review. It helps us out so much. We don't have any new ones, which is totally cool. I also just want to say thank you. There was a ton of support. Like, I know we took like a couple months off at the end of college, and we actually just took another break because I was working on something out in Pittsburgh, like a commercial. But I checked the analytics for the last episode we just dropped, and we had like 90 plays of the podcast, which after coming off, which was pretty close to what we were at before the break. So thank you everyone for like coming back. We really appreciate it. We're gonna try to keep doing it and stuff. The support's awesome. But yeah, so we'll keep up on it. Check out the TikTok again. Links in the description if you want to introduce someone to the show. It's probably a good way to do it. There should be some highlight clips up hopefully soon. Yeah. You ready for the introduction, Daniel?
Yep. Tell me when.
When
we just talked about what we wanted to talk about, and now we're done.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. We really, 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 really appreciate it. Tune in next time for Loki episode 2. We will see you all then. Goodbye.
Peace.